Hey YouTube, I'm here with a review on the Mezco 112 Collective The Batman action figure. Yeah, I know this figure came out, last year in June or so, but I wanted to start off with a bang for reviewing figures. And as usual with Mezco, this one took quite a while to come out, but the wait is usually worth it with Mezco, so let's get to it. In the corner on the left, you get the Batman lettering, since that's the character, and that's the usual Mezca packaging. You get DC logo in the corner, and then your 112 collective on the other corner. And on the sides, you get the same image of Batman from the movie. Well, not from the movie, it's like promotional. And then on the back with other Mezco figures, you get your figure pictures along with everything you get, and they went all out with this one, as you see. And you get some action shots, and the figure looks great in it. And here we have the figure. And as usual in Mezco figures, they style their heads, but this one, they nailed it, I think. I think they nailed it with this default face. I think it looks just like Robert Pattinson Batman. I love the stare. And I did also do that little modification where you flip the cape and the neck piece. And that just makes the figure look so much better. I don't know why they released it where you had the neck piece and the cape over it. It looked like he had no neck. But that modification is so simple and easy to do. And this does become loose because of it, but it's no big deal. It's still on there. It's not going to go anywhere. And they got the details of the costume accurate. They nailed it. They got everything right, pretty much, for the most part. The only thing is, I think those shoulder pads are supposed to be all black. I think that's like the main thing they got wrong. And they even got the little pad, like the little digital pad or screen on his left glove that should be there. And they even got the little orange bits that are on the costume. You get your pouches. Everything's painted nicely. You get the little silver bits, and then you get the grappling guns I do attach on, which is accurate, and you got interchangeable ones, as you saw in the packaging. You got the sticky bomb gun, and then you get your flare in the back right here that comes out, and then you get the UV light that comes out. I will show that in a little bit. And yes, the cape is wired too. And you get pleats in the back, which the material looks accurate too. It's kind of like that, has like a sheen to it. It looks kind of like parachute material almost. You get your shin pads and knee pads, and then your boots with the orange top part. It's supposed to be kind of yellowish, orangish, and I still can't tell what color it is. They get this little tempo or stamp on detailing. It's kind of like just a picture, or like I said, tempo detailing. It's not actual stitch detailing. Thinking I don't expect them to have little stitch detailing of little elastic bands on something this small. And from distance, you don't even notice it, honestly. It doesn't look that bad. One thing that's nice about this cape, though, aside from the wire, it sits nicely. It's the right material. I think they did a good job of that. And overall, yeah, the suit looks great. They got all the scrapes and scratches on the bat symbol, which should all be there. And they got the little orange bits right there on the top above the silver in the middle. And yeah, I mean, they got everything. They even got little pouches. And then, as usual, Mezco, with the accessories that also look great, or sculpted and painted well, they will not come out at all. If you drop it or hold it upside down like that, they're not going anywhere. That's another thing I really like about Mezco, is you don't have to worry about anything like that. And now, let's go over the accessories. As standard with Mezco, you get your base, and this one has the nice printing as always with the Batman. And then you get your opposing arm for it, and as always, this holds the figures very well. I have absolutely no complaints with these stands whatsoever. And then you get an alternate head right here, and I think some of the likeness is lost with these alternate heads. This one especially. I don't know. I'm not terribly a big fan of it. I only use it for certain poses and shots. It's not my favorite. It's not. It's okay. And I think this one is is a little better. It's not the one I like to use for certain poses and certain shots, but I like it more than the other one. But overall, it's not my favorite in any way, shape, or form. I think the default head's like the best one. And then this one, the unmasked head, I think this does look like Robert Pattinson. I like the way they did the makeup and the hair. I think they nailed it with this one too. It's a little bit stylized as always in Mezco, but it looks like Robert Pattinson. I I don't know. I mean, I don't really have any other complaints about this head at all. It's nice, and as always, they have soft rubbery plastic, kind of, but it's not bad. It's like perfect. It's like the perfect material because it's easy to switch out the heads and hands because of that. And you get a nice little cowl for him to hold for when he takes his mask off. Sculpted well, nice paint on it, nice little scratch detailing. That's another thing they got very, very nice was the scratch detailing on all of the heads. And he comes with a bunch of alternate hands, like this one, where he holds the batarang, which comes out of his chest, like, or in the movie it does, not on the figure. And then he has another one, which is kind of funny to think about. He's got two. It's like you have him double up with it, even though it kind of doesn't make sense. It's kind of funny. And then they do give you static ones like this, where you can have him hold these too. But what's the point by that? Like by that point, you might as well just have him use the other hands. I don't get it. You get it's like a trigger finger. That's for the grappling gun. You get two of those. So, and you get a couple relaxed hands. Oh wait, no, sorry. This is for grabbing. I'm sorry. This one's the kind of like a splayed on hand. And this is the grappling gun hand. This is the left one. The other one was the right one. I'm sorry about that. And then you get another grappling hand right here. Another grappling gun hand. And then you get this pretty cool electrocution hand. I'll get a couple shots of that, or try to, at the end. And you also get the grappling guns. These are sculpted and painted very nicely, as always, with Mezco. These look great. And you get one that you can put you get a couple of the little grappling hooks in before they're shot off. Unfortunately, they're only for the right one, for this right hand. Oh, there's also this left hand. And I don't know why they did it like that. So you can't have double grappling guns. And you get two of these ones for like when he combines the knife together. Like we see in the final shot at the end of the movie where he cuts the cord to stop electricity from going to kill the people in the water. And then you get this other pretty long grappling gun with the wire. It's really easy to port in. I'm glad they gave us multiples, so you can just have one like this and have the other one with the grappling gun in it. I mean, before it gets shot off. And then you get two of these little the adrenaline pens that he uses at the end of the movie as well. And you get these super, super tiny to the point where I can't even barely get a camera. Those little smoke bombs. Or should I say you get three. I lost one, in which I'm not surprised. Because they are so ridiculously tiny. And then you get handcuffs. Too bad he can't fit these on his belt. And then last but not least, you get the wingsuit. Now, this is the only figure of Robert Pattinson Batman in 1/12 scale, or around the 6 to 7, 8 inch scale, like 112, 110 scale, to have the weight suit, and they pulled it off. It's simple as heck. They just put zippers in, and it's not even that bad. And then, of course, he comes with fisted hands on by default, because, he's Batman, he's vengeance, he's gonna kick your ass. And as you can see on the flight stand, looks pretty cool with the wingsuit on. But unfortunately, with my copy of the wingsuit, one of the zippers is a little messed up, and I tried fixing it with a graphite, but it still keeps just coming undone under itself, which it shouldn't. I don't know how that happened, and it kind of sucks it did. But it's not the biggest deal in the world. It's still a little irritating though. Overall, I mean, this is only from like one scene. It's like very scene specific, so it's not like I'm getting really posing with it anyways. But it's still cool to include it. Alright, now to go over his articulation. He has a ball joint to the head as always, with that's pretty much just standard fare in general, but he looks up, side to side just fine. And with Mezco, he has an extra hinge in like his throat, so you can look up pretty good and look down pretty good. You get some side to side, so you get some good attitude. And then you get shoulder rotation. You can lift his arm up pretty far, so you can do the grappling hook poses. And his arm moves up just fine. I do not have any qualms or anything about the fabric. As always in Mezco, he can move just fine. And he's got some good biceps wobble, as well as double jointed elbows that can go that far. It's not terrible, but it's not the greatest. He's got forearm gauntlet swivel. And then he's got wrist rotation, and it can hinge going down and up, or you could pop the hand off that easily and rotate it around if you wanted to, so it was up and down instead. And with Mezco, it's just so easy to take these hands on and off like that. I'm not afraid they're going to break at all. And ab crunch, not very good. It's kind of weak. It's like the weakest point is the chest. Go down and back. You can kind of do it side to side, not really. I would not even bother rotating it. With all this padding, yeah. His legs can go spread out that far. This leg is a little more limited for kicking forward because of the holster. So this one, it's a decent enough kick. And he's got thigh cut, so you can rotate his thighs. Then double joint knee. And bing! He can kick his own ass. It's the back of the figure, by the way. Then we got padding for his butt. In the back of his thighs. And they do have the stitch in the back, by the way. And then he's got boot swivel. As well as hinge and ankles, like down, up, rotation, ankles, and they got very light pivot. It's not the best pivot. But he's got, I think, just enough articulation for some cool action shots, which we will get to in a little bit, right after we do some size comparisons. And here he is right next to the McFarlane Toys gold label Catwoman from the Batman, and just the regular release of the Riddler, also from the Batman. Since these are different lines, he is going to be dwarfed by them, since McFarlane's a completely different scale. And by the way, I did paint the carpet tucker for Riddler, so it looks like it's got blood, or like the dried blood, like in the movie. And yeah, I remember there is going to be a third-party Riddler that's kind of supposed to go with this Batman, but I don't remember the name of it is offhand. But I will try to get my hands on that and compare that to this, and we'll see when that happens, though. And here he is right next to the Marvel Legends No Way Home wave, Matt Murdock. And then the NECA 2-pack Dr. Loomis from the Halloween 2 40th Anniversary Special Edition pack. Mezco is kind of more or less its own scale, but it does alright with Marvel Legends. I'll get a couple more out in a second. And here he is next to the Marvel Legends Red Hulk Bath black suit symbiote Spider-Man. Does he even want to? There we go. And then the Marvel Legends Hawk Claws Wolverine. And lastly, here he is right next to the Star Wars Black Series A New Hope 40th Anniversary, Darth Vader. Actually, I lied. Here he is next to the McFarlane counterpart of the Robert Pattinson Batman. This one is from the Ultimate Movie Pack, and yeah, this one is way better. This one's a good, like, cheaper one if you want like kind of like a budget Robert Pattinson figure. I do have actually Robert Pattinson Batman. I do have the regular release, but it's the one. It's from the batch where they messed up the collar piece. That is that like the unmasked piece. I have it right here. I have it right here on the bat cycle. See, it's that one with the messed up collar I cut off myself. And yeah, this one, it just goes in the bat cycle. It's not gonna. Yeah, I'll show that in a bit. Now, how about we do some action shots, some money shots, you know? And here we go with the first action shot. Bada bing, bada boom. Second action shot. Action shot, I mean, sorry. Here we go with another one. And here we go with another one showing off the flare that he has that I didn't show earlier, but here we go. And then another one with the UV flashlight that he has. And this one is like a nice little grip texture, by the way. I forgot to mention that. So the figure holds it very well. It doesn't go anywhere easily at all when you put it in his hands. And if anybody was curious how he scales with the McFarlane bat cycle from the Batman that he has at the very end of the movie, this is how he scales with it. I'll get him on it in just a second. I mean, this is how he looks on the bike, but it's kind of awkward. It's not the best. You can kind of fake it from the front, but yeah, I don't know. And here he is with the Hot Wheels Mattel Creations Batmobile. This was like the budget was like $100, and I painted it up myself. He scales pretty well with it, and this is what I use for my main display with the figure anyways. Overall, I think it's like the perfect Pattinson 112 figure. I like it more than the Mayfix for how it looks, and SH Figure Arts, and obviously the McFarlane. And there's also the Fondroy one, but that one just seems like an absolute mess. I think this is the best overall in terms of just detailing and everything it comes with, and like I said, the way it looks, the head sculpts, I think it's better. I know Figure Arts for some weird reason with the gun, they made like his grappling gun. It's so weird. By the way, is that comes with like a cartridge? I do not remember seeing that in the package at all. If you're curious about how he held it, by the way, that's the wrong hand, but here you go. Doesn't come out at all, as always. Now, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, subscribe,